Alright, so today we were trying to add and subtract rational expressions. So when you add and subtract fractions, the main idea, or the main thing you have to have, is a common denominator. So these already have a common denominator. So I have a 7 on the bottom, 1 plus 3 is 4. 1/7 plus 3/7 is 4/7, right? So if I'm trying to do that with an algebra problem, I know the 7 is going to stay on the bottom, and I just have to add the numerators. So technically I have 2x plus 1 plus 4x minus 5, if I want to write it out like that. But I could kind of do that in my head. 2x plus 4x is 6x. 1 plus negative 5 is negative 4. So that'd be my final answer. All right. Okay. The problem is when we don't have a common denominator. So I have to make my denominators match. So you know, back in elementary school, when you had to do this, you had to say to yourself, can I turn 6 into 8? Well, I can't multiply 6 by anything to turn into 8 very nicely. Like, I can use fractions, but that would be horrible. So instead I would want to grow them to be a new number. So I could turn 6 and 8 into 24, right? So they could both become 24. I would multiply 6 by 4 to do that. And if I'd multiplied that, then I have to do the top by 4 as well. I have to multiply 8 by 3, so I do that to the top as well. And so what I end up getting would be 20 on top and 9 over here. So these are the same fractions as 5, 6, and 3/8, but they both have 24 on the bottom. So my answer to this is 20 minus 9, so 11 over 24. All right, so in doing it with a more of a algebra expression here, I would multiply, I'd want this to be 24 on the bottom. I'd multiply this one by 4, so multiply that by 4. Multiply this one by 3, so I would put times 3 here, but I think I'm going to put it in front because I'd have to distribute it, right? So I want to make sure I give 3 to everything up there. So what I have going on here is at the top is becoming 20x. I can just do this in my head right now. Minus, and then I have 3 times 3x minus 4. So I've just kind of put it together as like one fraction all together. All right, so then let's go ahead and work out the top. I have 20x minus 9x. Minus a minus is plus, and that's 12. And keep going because I can do 20 minus 9x is 11x plus 12 over 24. And that would be my final answer. So really it's about figuring out what the bottom needs to become and then doing it to the top, and then you basically just clean up the top. Okay? So go ahead and pause the video and try to do these to yourself. They already have common denominators. All right. So this guy, 2x minus 1 stays down here. 3x plus 2x is 5x. And negative 1 plus 5 is positive 4. Over here, they both have x minus 5, so that can stay. But be careful with subtraction. This is 2x minus 6 minus 5x plus 7 if you want to put parentheses around it to protect it. But again, common denominator already. So 2x minus 5x is negative 3x, but what you have to be careful of is this, negative 6 minus 7, so that'd be negative 13. Okay. So then we start to get into some problems here. If I can grow one denominator to become like the other, then that would be okay. But, so in this case, I can change 5 into 15b if I would just multiply by 3b, like this would become that. So I don't have to change to 15b at all. Versus over here, I can't turn negative 3 into 7 very easily. So I'll probably just multiply those together to get my common denominator. But let's finish this one. So if I multiply 3b there, I got 3b here. So they both have 15b on the bottom now. So I'm just trying to write them as one piece. So this 7a doesn't need anything because 15b stayed 15b. So 7a stays the same. Plus, well, this multiplies together and I get 12b squared. And I'm finished because there's nothing I can do. I can't add those together. All right, so we talked about here. I'm just going to multiply these together for my common denominator. That's like what you do when the denominators just like are nothing alike. So I got negative 21x. So to make 7 turn into negative 21x, I multiplied by negative 3x. So I have to do that to the top. So it's like I'm just multiplying this over here. To make negative 3x to turn into negative 21x, I multiplied by 7. So I'm going to put that 7 in front up here, though. So it's like I'm multiplying 7 by there. So negative 3x times 4 is easy for me to do, negative 12x. And then here I have plus 7 times 9 minus 2x. I might want to like wait on that. All right, so let's see. This top part here, like I like to work this out to the side before I write my answer. I got negative 12x, this is plus 63, and then minus 14x. So when I combine like terms, negative 12 and negative 14x there make negative 26x plus 63 all over 21x, negative 21x. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead before we do that next problem. Let's go ahead and try. This is your homework page. You're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and also number 7 and 8. All right, and wait on the others. Okay, so try to do number 1 and 2 right now. You know, this already has a common denominator, so all you have to worry about is subtracting the top. Here, your common denominator is going to be 5 and x minus 3. Because they don't look alike, I can't turn them into each other, so I'm just going to put them both down there. Okay, so that means I'm going to give 5 to this part, I'm going to give x minus 3 to that part, and then see what happens. All right, so pause and try those two for a second. All right, so let's look back at this one. You had 5x plus 2, basically. So 5x plus 2 was subtracting 2x minus 8. So by the time all is said and done, the x plus 7 would stay on the bottom. 5x minus 2x would be 3x. And 2 minus a negative 8, that would become 2 plus 8 is 10. That's your final answer. Over here, I had to multiply this guy by 5. So he gets a 5, and he gets a 5. All right? And then here I had to multiply this by x minus 3. So he gets an x minus 3, and he gets an x minus 3. So when I write the expression on the top that I created, it's going to be this. 5 times 4x plus 1 plus 2x times x minus 3. Now it's my job to just work that out. I don't need to worry about the bottom. That's just going to stay there. Okay, that's x minus 3. But the top, let me work this out over here. So I get 20x plus 5 plus 2x squared minus 6x. So I'm just distributing. So when I'm done, I got 2x squared. 20x minus 6x is 14x. And then plus 5. And that would be my final answer. All right, so you're going to do the rest of those like I mentioned. You have 1 through 5 and 7 and 8 to finish. All right, so let's go back to this one last example up here at the top. So these denominators are nothing alike. So my common denominator is literally going to be those two things combined down here, x minus 5 and x plus 3. So when I look at my numerator, I have to give x plus 3 to this fraction because that's what's new about it. So I'm going to give x plus 3 to the negative 4. So I'm giving x plus 3 up here and x plus 3 down there. I'm giving x minus 5 to this part because, see, the difference between this and this is the x minus 5 is new. So I'm giving this x minus 5. Now when I say give, I mean multiply, right? I'm multiplying negative 4 times x plus 3. So we've got to put parentheses around it. Plus, I'm multiplying 5x by that. So 5x times x minus 5. So now I just have to go and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the top part over here, and the bottom is just going to stay. I'm not going to touch it. But I need to multiply out the top. So negative 4 times x is negative 4x, negative 4 times 3, 12, plus 5x squared minus 25x. And I just combine like terms. So 5x squared, it doesn't change. So that's done. Negative 4x minus 25x is negative 29x. Those are done. And then negative 12. And so that's finished. Okay. All right. And so just make sure you finish up those homework problems, and we'll see you back in class.